Welcome David Walker. He's the CEO of Triplemint Real Estate, a rapidly growing startup that is on a mission to give buyers, sellers, and renters a more intelligent and personalized experience. So David's getting set up here. How you doing?
Doing well. Thanks for having me, guys.
Yeah, absolutely. So I actually know what Triplemint is. Actually, one of my co-workers' wives works for you.
Awesome. I love it. Small world.
So tell us a little bit about what Triplemint is and how you guys are disrupting the real estate market.
Sure. So Triplemint's a software-powered real estate brokerage. We use technology, data to enable our buyers and sellers to get more value out of their transactions. So when my co-founder and I started the company, we kind of looked at the landscape in real estate and we saw that people were always buying and selling homes, using real estate agents, sort of doing the same process and getting some value out of it. But there was this missing piece, which was understanding the market and having the data to make sure you're making a smart investment. So Triplemint builds technology to help buyers and sellers do that.
So you have the highest net promoter score. I'm reading my notes here. Can you tell us what that is? I think it's a measure of customer growth, correct?
So Net Promoter Score is actually a measure of customer satisfaction.
Okay.
So we survey every one of our customers, and the Net Promoter Score methodology basically asks them how likely they would be to refer a service or a product to a friend. So what is the sort of promoter level of your customer base? Who would actually promote your service and who would not promote your service, or who would be a detractor? And so we survey every one of our customers, and we do a great job on customer service and hit it out of the park with NPS, which is really important to us.
What are the key factors that you use to gauge that satisfaction?
So the NPS system is actually predefined, where you're asking someone how likely they are to refer you on a scale of 1 to 10. But we actually go a little bit deeper and ask some more qualitative questions around the service level. We ask every single customer how we can improve. That's the most important question. The praise is nice, but the constructive criticism is helpful, and that's how you continue to improve and get better. And as customer expectations grow, if you're not improving, you're going to be falling behind.
So question here, I know your model's very different because you actually pay your real estate agents, correct?
So we do. We have a little bit of a different model where the big unique part about how we compensate our agents is actually on a bonus based on that client satisfaction survey. So we take that survey data and that turns into a bonus. And what's really interesting is the clients know that and the agents obviously know that. So it sets the relationship up for success. And I think that's one of the major trends I've seen in tech companies over the past 10 years is really embracing this client satisfaction first mentality. And so we actually built that into our compensation model.
So what do you think about housing in general? You know, you're active here in New York City, correct? I imagine you're looking for expansion.
Yes, definitely expanding. Major urban markets are our focus. Right now, New York City focused, though. I mean, it's the biggest real estate market in the world, biggest in New York City, and biggest in the United States, rather. And interestingly enough, people pay $3 billion a year just in New York City in broker fees for buying and selling homes. Wow. Isn't that amazing? $3 billion, that's just the broker fees. So that's the first market we're taking on, and our mission is to help people get more value out of that money, and then going to other major urban markets.
What's your goals in terms of getting a piece of that $3 billion?
Well, you know, we want to help as many people as we possibly can. Our stance is that if we can provide true and unique value, then there's no reason we shouldn't help every single buyer and seller.
Awesome.
So tell me a little bit about, your secret sauce, because you guys say you have a secret sauce to the way you do business. What is that? Well, without giving away your secrets, of course.
Yeah, that's. I think asking someone about their secret sauce is kind
it's
of
mostly mayonnaise and ketchup.
challenging. Yeah. I can't give too many details, but basically what it is that we predict which homes are likely to sell. So if we're working with a buyer,
know me.
We know you.
Yes,
you know
exactly.
me. Yeah, I'll be calling
West
you later.
Side, obviously. Yeah.
So let's say you wanted to buy an apartment on the Upper West Side, and based on your specific criteria, let's say there were maybe 7 listings that were available that perfectly fit what you were looking for. So what our secret sauce does is allows us to look at what are the 5 or 6 other properties where the owners are sitting there talking about how, man, it's really probably time for us to sell, but they haven't yet listed that home. We want to get you in that home. So our goal is to bring buyers into homes that are on market, but also to homes that haven't yet hit the market. So we give you access to more information, more options, and
How
ultimately.
do you find them? I mean,
about
that's
to say.
insane.
Yeah.
So so you look at advertising to people who are possibly selling.
Yeah, we, it's interesting. There's a lot of data out there on people, consumers, and I think when you're thinking about selling a home, it's one of the sort of strongest signals we can look for is all the different things leading up to that, and from how long people have owned it to the equity they have in their home to maybe they're growing a family, whatever it may be. There's all these sort of breadcrumbs people leave of information about why they may be interested in selling in the near future, and our goal is to tap into that and ultimately offer the seller more value and also offer the buyer more value.
So we have viewers from South Dakota and Turkey today.
Okay.
And Amy Spears asks, what about renters? Tell us about renting. You guys are definitely active in that market as
Sure.
well.
Thank you, Amy, for reminding me about rentals. It's a huge part of New York City. Interestingly enough, it's not a huge part of most markets. It's a pretty New York City specific segment. And the rental market is interesting because landlords control so much of the inventory. And there's sort of this interesting dynamic in New York, whereas a renter, you kind of have to decide off the bat if you're going to use a real estate agent or you're going to go it alone. And depending on what your budget is, depending on what you're looking for, if you're looking for a $4,500 one bedroom, it's going to be huge luxury buildings that have their own leasing offices, really easy to find. If you're looking for something that's a little bit harder to find, it may have to go through a real estate agent. So it's an interesting market. Our big points of differentiation are offering people a member experience manager who's just dedicated to helping them through the process, answering those initial questions. If Amy is moving from somewhere outside of New York to New York, she probably has 100 other questions about the process of renting. So, so we have a member experience team. We've obviously compensated our agents based on client satisfaction, which is critical in the rental market because it's notorious for having less than stellar experiences.
Oh, it's. I think we all have a horror story from the rental market.
Yeah, I know I do. I mean, it's one of the reasons I started Triplemint was going through the process of finding a home and just having a bad experience over and over again and thinking, this is crazy. I'm paying so much money.
Right.
I'm a millennial. You guys are millennials. I demand a great experience in everything I use, every service. I look for these big brands, the Ubers, whatever of the world, whatever it is. And it was just shocking to me that that didn't exist in real estate. And that's where we saw an opportunity to.
Do you see yourself diversifying further down the road in terms of, let's say, commercial real estate?
We've thought about commercial. I think it's an opportunity for us. I think right now we're pretty laser focused on residential and helping buyers and sellers. It's a special feeling when you get to help someone find a place where they're going to live for the next 5 to 10 years, or sell their biggest asset. So that's our focus right now. But I do think there's a lot of opportunity to sort of expand our service offering.
Well, thank you so much for joining us, David. Great name, by the way.
Thanks, guys. Appreciate it. Thank you,
See
David.
an IPO coming
Appreciate
pretty
it.
soon.
Yeah, there we go. You saw it here first.
Thanks, guys. Pleasure to talk to you.
You got it.